I'm Scott McPherson Davis, and I will answer evaluation question 3 of my A2 Media Studies evaluation questions. So, what have I learned from my audience feedback? Quite a few things. Firstly, the majority of our audience like thrillers, as we expected. It's highly likely that they love the sensation of receiving a thrill, and of course, for the fast-paced action and the sense of danger involved, especially with the main characters, who they bond with and they identify themselves with. So they fear for the main characters' lives because they could be killed off at any point in the film. Also, it kind of, when you watch a thriller, it may also bring out a kind of wild side to you, to do with living your dreams and that kind of thrill around that. The majority, in actual fact, these were just assumptions I made. The actual fact from our questionnaire is that the majority of people we asked like the suspension, tension, and excitement they get. Other top answers include anticipation and the adrenaline rush. It's interesting that they say anticipation because it's important for thriller films to make their audience ask questions as to what will or may happen, and of course that links in with the fear of the unknown. And the adrenaline rush is all to do with the pace of the action. So that is quite vital as well. The most frequent answers as to their favourite thriller real media products include Inception, The Dark Knight, Pulp Fiction, Shutter Island, and The Usual Suspects. I think in Inception, it is the distortion factor. Of course, our thriller teaser trailer isn't as distorted as Inception, but there is still the element of it drawing the audience in and just kind of psychologically challenging them to an extent, which is also to do with the main character. The Dark Knight, not much to do with our teaser trailer linking in with The Dark Knight, apart from the battle, I suppose, or the opposing sides between good and evil. Not to mention, because I haven't seen The Dark Knight, but if there is a secret organisation of criminals, typically that is shown in The Dark Knight, then it would relate to our teaser trailer for that. Pulp Fiction, female with an attitude, because our Femme Fatale has an attitude. I think the actress in that, don't quite know her name, she has got quite an attitude with her hairdo of black hair and red lipstick. Shutter Island I haven't seen, so I wouldn't know about that. And The Usual Suspects, with the characters being in an organisation, again, with the whole thing about society and masking hidden intentions and so on, and being stealth. Those relate. Their favoured subgenre of thriller was actually action, which is good because we have shots of Eric punching one of the blockers and vaulting over the fence, which are the match on action shots, and we have him running in a couple of shots which track him. Also, our audience particularly like rock music, so we chose a kind of rock genre soundtrack to to blend in and build along with the thrill of our teaser trailer, and includes electronic and ambient sounds to kind of set the atmosphere and start it off, as well as end it to a fine point, which I personally did the sound editing. Our audience like to spend time with their mates or friends. They like to listen to music, watch films, and play video games. I think spending time with mates and watching films, there's no doubt that they would go to cinemas, because the two link in so well. They would go to see films with their friends at a cinema, like say every weekend, and enjoy the thrill of watching a film. And I think that would be great if our film as a real media product would be exhibited in, say, an independent cinema or some other mainstream cinema. But I think our music and sound is pretty strong, along with the editing, and they play video games. Well, just theoretically speaking, if with vertical integration, if it eventually manages to make it onto a platform like let's say a game, then that would appeal to them and reel in more gross, which would lead to more profit. So yeah, that's how marketing works. So that leaves open some more options. Okay, the age that we asked the audience were mainly 16 to 21, around our targeted age group, but we also interviewed a couple of people who were above the age of 31. The majority of the people we asked in our audience questionnaire were male, and since our teaser trailer is quite male oriented in terms of characters and who it's targeted towards, and Eric being the main hero, I think it's strong. The majority of our audience who answered the questionnaire said they watch films about 2 to 3 times a week, with at least one of them being a thriller, which is quite interesting. So with these things that we've learned from our audience questionnaire and developing the questions, we've developed more of an insight towards not only the demographics of our audience, but the psychographics along with that, what they're interested in, why they like thrillers, and what is it about thrillers that they like, and why they would go to see it. Thank you. I'm Scott McPherson Davis, and I just answered question 3 of my evaluation questions for my A2 Media Studies evaluation questions. Thank you.